People are going to lose their homes, and it's not because of bad loans this time. There's a storm hitting homeowners nationwide. Insurance premiums are exploding, property taxes are spiking, and even stable mortgage holders are falling behind. And are you next? Now, millions of homeowners just got blindsided. Their mortgage payments jumped by thousands overnight. Even with a fixed rate loan, you're not safe. And here's why this is happening and what you will need to know before it's too late. And you're going to want to stay tuned for this video in its entirety. Take a lot of notes and please share this with anybody you feel could benefit from this. I have some comments here from some followers on my other platforms. I have one person that said my mortgage payment went from $1,800 to $2,800 in 1 year. Nothing changed except their escrow. This other person writes, I have a fixed rate loan and I thought my payment would never go up. And now they're short $3,200 in their escrow. And get this, their payment is up $500 a month now because of this. And another follower said, our insurance went up $400 last year and another $300 this year, and they want to call their mortgage company. And honestly, they're saying they're depressed and they're unmotivated and they don't know what to do. Now, these are not isolated cases. This is happening across the country. Homeowners are waking up to find their monthly payments up by $500, $1,000, even $3,500 just overnight. So what's going on? Well, here's a breakdown. First of all, let's go over what we call the escrow shock. Yes, your mortgage payment isn't just principal and interest. It also includes an escrow account, and that's money set aside by your lender to pay property taxes and homeowners insurance. And when those costs go up, so does your monthly payment, even if your interest rate is fixed. Now, from my years as a lender, I fielded these calls all the time. And people that are not in the business, they just don't really understand that it's not the lender or say the mortgage terms that is causing this, that it's actually the property taxes and the insurance that is changing through the years that caused this to happen. We've had skyrocketing insurance premiums, and insurance companies are continually raising their rates, sometimes doubling or tripling them because of increased claims, natural disasters, and rising repair costs. And I even have listings out here in the Denver Front Range, and people cannot sell their homes due to the insurance companies not wanting to insure these properties due to the fire risk. I have had a couple contracts cancel just due to this one thing. So it is a serious problem with homeowners insurance. Now, what about these exploding property taxes? Well, as home values rise, and we all love it when our values rise, but then the governments reassess these properties and they raise your property taxes. And in some states, this is happening at an unprecedented rate. And what people don't realize is the assessors are going back to sales that happened during certain periods of time from whenever your assessments are. And when the markets were crazy just a few years ago, or if they are in your area even now, and they've slowed down, they are taking those high home values from back then and assessing your home based upon those. They aren't doing the here and now value. And that is what's causing these property taxes to just be so alarming. Now, many homeowners say that they didn't have any idea this was coming and that the lenders, the real estate agents, and even the escrow officers, they didn't warn them because no one through the years ever expected costs to rise this fast. And I can say through my years of being a lender and helping people buy and sell real estate through the years, we saw all these numbers and they just did not ever change as drastically as they have the last handful of years. And so everybody is just in this huge sticker shock. But at the end of the day, it still needs to be explained to the homeowner how this all works so people can prepare for what's coming. And when I say this, the reason is people right now, they're losing sleep, they're feeling depressed, and some are even selling their homes right now, or they're facing foreclosure. And another personal story for me, I just had some clients, they were a week out from foreclosure, and they just couldn't afford their payments. Luckily, they called me so I could help them stay that foreclosure and we got their home sold. But they had to sell it because part of it was due to the payments on the house being higher than what they had factored in initially. And with their family, their grocery expenses, gas expenses, insurance expenses, like we talked about, just the normal expenses, and then having that house payment go up 500 a month, they just could not do it anymore. And that's what's happening to a lot of people out there. A lot of homeowners right now they're just feeling trapped. And here's another quote from somebody on one of my social pages saying that they pay their mortgage in full on time every month and they thought they were safe and they can't afford to sell because they don't have anywhere to go, and now their credit is in trouble because they are going through a divorce. So they're in a huge pinch on this. And again, these are real stories that people have posted out there. Um, some others are angered and confused as they feel betrayed. One person went on to say, I've done everything right. Why is this happening to me? This is alarming and it's just a nationwide problem. And if you are feeling this way, I just want you to know that you're not alone. There's many out there that are. And if you need a resource and you don't know where to turn, my contact link's down below. Feel free to contact me. I can talk to you about your options, or I can even set you up with a professional that can help you with all these types of circumstances that are out in your area. So let's just cover a lot of people's questions here and try to clear up some of the confusion out there. And again, these are all based upon my clients, upon people that have posted on my social pages, clear up some things to help you. And one question people have is, isn't this just a variable rate mortgage problem? And the answer is absolutely not. Even the fixed rate mortgages, which now there are more of those nowadays than there were back, say, in those subprime days when things got really bad. Fixed rate mortgages are affected again because the escrow is separate from your interest rate. And again, when there is a deficiency in your escrow analysis, which your lender needs to send out to you periodically, if there is a shortage, they're going to make up that shortage by either telling you that you have to make payment A, which is pay it all current, or payment B, where you divide it out over a certain period of months and you make it up on your mortgage payment, which again raises your mortgage payment. Now, another question that people always say is they're always told, didn't you read your contract? Well, honestly, most people did, but no one predicted that the insurance and the taxes would ever rise this fast. I mean, again, I've been in this 30 years. I've never seen such an escalation like we have seen in the last handful of years. The other question I get is, can I just switch insurance or appeal my taxes? And the answer is, of course you can. And when you get those tax statements, make sure that you read on there when you have till to appeal your property assessment, and make sure that you get a good real estate agent or some professional on your side that can pull the comps back in those dates that the assessors are using to combat the values that they're giving you. And also the insurances, definitely shop around. I have my people shop people all the time. I have some insurance connections that I send people to just for them to try. But yes, definitely try to get some cheaper options, which can lower that payment for you. Now, again, let's just get into what you can do, and let's get practical here. Here is what you can do if you are facing what we call that mortgage shot. Now, again, I just covered some of this, but review your escrow analysis. Check your mortgage statement. And if you see a shortage, call your lender and get a detailed breakdown. And one thing to take in here, if you ever call your lender, always call as early as you possibly can so you can get through, because the later in the day you go, the longer you're going to have to wait to talk to somebody. And anyway, the next thing you can do is shop for insurance. Like I said, get quotes from multiple companies. Sometimes when you bundle your auto and home, it can help. And also you can get a higher deductible if that is okay with you, and make sure that you understand that if you have a claim, how much you are going to have to fork over before the insurance company kicks in, but it can lower your premium. And again, appeal your property tax assessments. If you think your home's overvalued, again, you can appeal with your local assessor gather that evidence, get the recent sales, photos, repairs you think are needed, and really make your case. I'm going through this personally right now. I had one of my properties actually double in value right now, and I have just compiled everything I needed to. And most of the time, you're going to have to upload and email and so forth, as you can't just call. But if you can go in and sit face to face with somebody, I would highly recommend that too, because that does help quite a bit. Another thing you can do is just talk to a good real estate agent. I mean, a good one, not somebody that is in the business and they don't work full time and they're just doing it for themselves. You really want somebody that is personable, feels for your circumstances, and they're not looking out for how much commission they're going to get. So, really get the right agent. Again, I have my link down below if you need connected with somebody that is very professional in handling something like this. Next thing you can do is call a housing counselor. I actually have a client right now that I have sent off to the foreclosure hotline. We're trying to do everything possible to save their house. They have a family, but again, the payments are so much for them. They don't think they can stay in the house, but their last resort I gave them was to call the foreclosure hotline just to try to get some other options before we move forward with trying to list their house. Because if you're considering selling, you just need to hit this early and you need to deal with a professional that understands and they can help you with your options so that you can avoid this foreclosure and just try to figure the right way out of the situation. Another thing you can do is ask about payment plans. I mean, if you have an escrow shortage, call your lender and see if you can spread that out over 12 or 24 months. And the other thing you can do, and most of the time they do give you this option, is ask about a payment plan. If your escrow account's short, call your lender and just make sure you can spread that payment out over a course of 12, 24 months instead of being due all at once, if that's what they're calling for. But I'll be honest with you, most of them give you plan A, plan B if you are in this situation. Another thing, and we all feel like we have to do this, especially nowadays, is just cut other expenses. Go out, review your budget, and see where there are other places you can save because, hey, let's face it, every dollar helps. I mean, groceries are high, gas is high. Just doing the normal course of life right now is extremely high, and especially in certain parts of the country, it takes so much just to make it every month. So just budget accordingly. And again, if at the end of the day your budget shows that you're just paying for your house, then again, it may be unfortunately a time to make a decision that you may have to sell that property. Now, here's another thing that I tell my clients not to do when I'm talking to them is just do not ignore the problem. I mean, the worst thing you can do is do nothing. Just like my clients that were a week out from foreclosure, thank goodness that they called me. But for the last year, they didn't do anything. They just put their head in the sand. And if you're proactive, you call your lender, they'll work with you. They don't want to foreclose. I don't care what social media says or other people. I have a background in lending. I can assure you the lenders do not want to take your house back. They'll work with you to the point of where if it doesn't make sense, then they just can't. But if there's ways that they can work around it, trust me, they will do it. And another thing you can do is just call your insurance agent again, talk with them, and also protest that property tax, but just don't sit around and do nothing about this. Now let's look at the bigger picture here. This crisis is real, but you are not powerless. Many homeowners, they have equity in their homes right now, and they can still sell if needed, but the market is changing, and there are still buyers out there. But as this problem gets worse, there's going to be more listings come on, and then that's going to in turn lower home prices because of all the competition out there. So if you just feel like you just can't do anything else, don't delay. I would look at getting your house on the market sooner than later. And again, I am not saying this just to get you to list your house. I'm only saying it if your back's against the wall and there's nowhere else to go. Don't wait, do it now. And also, if you're struggling, reach out for help. Like I said, there are nonprofit housing counselors, there are government programs and areas you can talk to. And some of the lenders, again, they are willing to work with you as long as there are options that are going to cure the problem. But the one thing that you all need to remember if you're in this, you're not alone. There are steps. that you can take. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. And again, please share it with somebody you think could benefit from this. And also, would you please leave some comments down below what you're experiencing in your area as far as the tax assessments and property insurance? And just leave some comments on people you know or yourself, just your story about what's going on so others can benefit from this and take action as well. Because like I said earlier, taking no action is the worst thing that you can do. And if you need a referral or a trusted real estate agent that deals in all of this or a housing counselor, please reach out. My contact links down below. I'm always happy to help anybody that I can. And also, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we will see you next time. And stay tuned for these videos that are coming up next.